All right, welcome back for another week of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help us make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up some of the bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, along with Chief Deputy John Garlick. Good to see you, John.
Good to see you, Chris. Glad to be here.
And another successful week of our viewers doing what we need them to do.
Yes, let's look at the number. I think we got 4 people arrested last week, bringing our total count to 4,262 people since we started this show a long time ago.
Which is great. We appreciate the people who tune in and watch the videos on Facebook and however they can get that information and share it back with us, whatever they know. We also have an opportunity for people that want to get more involved and get paid for it.
That's correct. We have lots of job openings in our corrections field for corrections officers at the county jail. Don't need any experience, but if you've ever thought about getting into law enforcement, either on the corrections track and you just want to have a career in corrections, or if you want to get your feet wet in corrections and maybe go over to the patrol division, we have all those opportunities. Come to work for us. It's a state job. You get state benefits, retirement benefits, vacation, holiday leave, participate in health insurance. It's a good job. It's hard work. It's hard work, no joke.
Yeah.
It's not a great environment, but it's rewarding work, and the experience you gain being a corrections officer and learning that profession will serve you well in any other career field you want to pursue.
So if somebody's interested, how do they proceed?
They can come down to the sheriff's office, or they can go onto our website. We have an application on the website, Calhoun County, CalhounCountySheriff.org or Calhoun.
CalcoSO.org is
yeah,
the short version of it.
Yeah,
CalcoSO.org.
I mess that up every time I tell somebody my email. But yeah, they can go online and see it there, or they can come down to the office, or they can call the sheriff's office and find out, or they can go to the Civil Service Board at the County Commission office and ask for a application there.
Or they can just be driving by all the favorite lunch stops and see if
Sure.
there's a deputy's car out there and ask them about it.
And we're actively recruiting. So if you work in a restaurant and we happen to be eating there, don't be surprised if we ask you if you'd like to come work for the sheriff's office.
All right. Opportunities are there, so move is up to you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup this week, Jonica Adams. Miss Adams, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence third assault. And meet Brianna Smoke. Miss Smoke, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. As this is John Cefali. Mr. Cefali, last known to be living in Jacksonville, he's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And take a look, if you will, at Christopher Johnson. Mr. Johnson, last known to be living in Ohatchee, he's wanted for failure to pay on distribution of a controlled substance. And here is Jacob Hendricks. Mr. Hendricks, last known to be living in Piedmont, he's wanted for possession of a controlled substance and a bond revocation on possession of controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And take a look at Misty Franz. Miss Franz, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation revocation for arson second, possession of a controlled substance, and theft of property fourth. And last up for the first half of our lineup, James Preston. Mr. Preston, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to pay on giving false name to law enforcement. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, we'll have some more bad guys for you here in just a few minutes, but right now, John, it's time to catch some lobsters.
Oh, yes, lobsters. It's that time of year again for Grace Church's Lobster Fest, and we have Catherine Tucker here to tell us all about it.
How are you doing, Catherine?
I'm doing well, thank you, Chris.
We appreciate you coming on the show. Now, these lobsters are not just any lobsters. These are fresh caught from Coldwater Creek. Is that correct?
Not exactly.
No?
No, they're
Chocolaca Creek.
they're flown in from Maine.
From Maine?
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Not quite as fresh as if they were from Coldwater Creek.
And we're really sad about that because the lobster fishermen that fish on the Mighty Coosa River they've been trying to get our business for years. But
I used to catch some crawdads in the creek beside my house. And
They're not quite big enough.
no, they look a lot like lobsters, just little baby lobsters. But, all right, so we got, these are the main lobsters. These are the ones that everybody loves. And you get, how many do you fly down?
It's been about 1,200. It's about what we've been doing for the last several years.
That's a bunch.
A
We
lot
should
of
do a
lobsters.
movie. Instead of snakes on a plane, lobsters on a plane.
That would be good.
Run for your life, a lobster's loose. They're fast little critters. They get scooting backwards.
Yeah, my sister-in-law Judy is part of this every year, and she's always making sure that that we've got our lobsters. And I don't eat lobster myself, but everybody else in the family enjoys it, and I enjoy the other activities that are going. Even if you don't like lobster, it's a fun event.
That's right. We have a bake sale that goes on that day. We have live entertainment outside. We have a big screen TV for football games that are going on. You eat your lobster and watch the ball games. And the activities for the children outside, and hot dogs and pizza for the children if they don't want to eat lobster. So and for you too, you can buy a hot dog.
And I think that's going to be the weekend of the Alabama-Tennessee game.
It
if
is.
I'm correct. I'm actually going to be out of the country for that one. But,
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why?
I got to go check on my uncle. He's not doing well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, so everybody else will have fun with it. So the big screen TV, that makes a big difference. When you're trying to do anything on Saturdays in the fall, you have to account for football in Alabama.
Exactly, and that determines the rush for lobsters too.
Yeah.
We might actually get our friend Dr. Wall to come to Lobster Fest and watch the game on TV.
There you go.
He's a big Tennessee fan.
You don't want to say that too much in public. He doesn't want everybody to know he's a Tennessee fan.
It's hard
that's
for
not
him
good
to
for
hide.
business.
It's hard for him to hide. He thinks they'll win 4 games this year.
Only 4.
With the lobster, you get some other things that go along with that, right?
Yes, if you buy the full meal, you have a baked potato and coleslaw, French bread. If you get the full meal, and if you dine in with this tea to drink, if you eat there, but you can have takeout as well as dine in. So we try to meet to fit everybody's needs, and you can buy a meal or a lobster only, and you buy the lobster only cooked or live. You can take it home and cook it yourself.
Or keep it as a pet.
Keep it as a pet. You could.
Take it home and play with. Cats love to chase lobsters around the kitchen. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because I did it. It was great fun.
Only John would do that.
Yes.
And talk about it.
And how much does it cost to do this?
A full dinner is $24, and lobster only is $18.
That's not a bad price for some fresh Maine lobster.
No, it's not.
It's a good price. With all the fun that goes on there too. We really want you to come and stay and fellowship with us and have a good time.
That's right.
It's
Come
great.
in and look around our church and just join in the festivities with everyone.
If you really want to just go all out, you can go out there, hang out for a little bit, take that lobster home with you, and get yourself a steak and put it on the grill and do the surf and turf.
Surf and turf. Yeah, people do. Will buy 10 lobsters and have people over, to their home and have a lobster party.
Yeah.
And a good way to entertain.
Yeah.
Lots of things, different things go on.
Inviting people over to watch the game and enjoy some lobster, and
That's right.
And like you, where you can't get anybody to come to your house, you can just buy about 5 or 6 live lobsters and sit them on the couch with you.
there we go.
Watch the game.
There are all kinds of different ways you can do this. But however you do it, whether you're purchasing friends to watch the game with you, or you are purchasing a nice dinner for you and your friends, the money does some great things. We need to take a quick break, but we'll talk about why you do Lobster Fest coming up in just a moment. When we come back, we'll also have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome back to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Paul Clay. Mr. Clay, last known to be living in Talladega, he's wanted for harassing communication. And this is Daryl Bolton. Mr. Bolton, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for contempt of court on child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And meet John Harris. Mr. Harris, last known to be living in Jacksonville, he's wanted for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And please meet Christopher McGee. Mr. McGee, last known to be living in Birmingham, he's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence assault third. And meet Terry Amos. Mr. Amos, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. And last up for our lineup this week, Damon Bowie. Mr. Bowie, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on robbery second. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you know the whereabouts of these folks, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 256-238-1414.
All right, we'll have some property crimes that we need your help solving coming up in just a few minutes with the Crime Stoppers segment of the show. Also, the Crazy Criminal of the Week is coming up, but right now, John, we're talking about lobsters.
Lobsters, my favorite topic.
Lobster Fest at Grace Episcopal in Anniston, and you've been doing this, Catherine, for how long?
This will be the 22nd year.
22nd year.
Right.
All right, so that's a long time. If you're flying in about 1,200 lobsters, I'm not going to try to do the math here live on TV, but you've raised a lot of money over the years.
We average about $10,000 a year. Some years it's been more, some years maybe a little bit less, but that's an average is about $10,000 that we're able to give to Habitat each year.
Habitat for Humanity is the beneficiary of this, which of course means that families that need a good, safe home are the true beneficiaries.
Exactly. Yeah, every penny that's raised goes to Habitat.
Yeah. Which, of course, we've got a history with Habitat here. We had the Jimmy Carter Work Project come into town, and a lot of people got involved with that and got their hands dirty and put some sweat equity into it. So we understand what that's about here in Calhoun County, and I love that it's a project that the people who benefit from it directly, they put sweat equity into it.
Mm-hmm. They do, and they come to the Lobster Fest and they help out. In fact, first time I met Captain Woods, Marcus Wood, he was at a Lobster Fest. He was there, he was a student, and he came and he helped out, and that's the very first time I met him. Yeah, you meet lots of great people.
Well, the homeowners have a concession stand where they sell hot dogs and hamburgers out on the lawn for those people who don't eat lobster, who are just there to enjoy the outside festivities, and so the homeowners participate in Lobster Fest also.
And that's one of the keys of Habitat for Humanity is it's not just here's the keys to a house, now go deal with it. It's a process where you work towards it and you become.
We all work together, yes, and we all work together with them, with the homeowners, and they work with us. Not just when they get the keys, they continue to be involved.
There are so many people in our community that need quality, affordable housing that's safe for their families, and they don't want somebody to give it to them. They want to earn it. They just need the opportunity, and there are roadblocks standing in their way. And Habitat for Humanity helps remove some of those roadblocks to make it possible.
People don't understand is the house isn't given. They have a mortgage that they pay each month. It's not given to them. They pay a mortgage just like the rest of us, but it's an affordable mortgage for them.
Right.
And that's what many people don't seem to understand.
Yeah, and the benefits, obviously, to the family, it's pretty obvious what the benefits are, but to the community, the benefits when you have kids that instead of growing up in all these different situations that are so far less than perfect, and now they suddenly see that the community has supported them, and now they've got, hey, I've got a bedroom. Or maybe instead of sharing with 3, I share it with 1.
Right.
And they see things happening and the value of their work and seeing things pay off. What they end up contributing back into the community, and Captain Woods is a perfect example of this. It pays off in so many ways.
They feel part of the community. They feel like they belong and are accepted, and they give back. They give back. It's great.
And they're able to do better in school than under the new situation, new circumstances. So that's good.
So tell us about Grace Episcopal and how things are going there right now.
Oh, things are going well there. Everybody's getting ready for Lobster Fest, and
and this is something that the congregation there has really embraced. It wouldn't be going on for 22 years.
No, exactly. They've gotten behind it, every year. And we look for other people though to to come and help too if they would like to. We're always open to that. If someone in the community wants to come and help, bust the tables. We have people that bust the tables for when people get up from eating. They have to clean those tables and bust them, and want to come help cook lobsters for a while. We have plenty of opportunities if people want to volunteer and be a part of it too.
I love the community aspect of it. You've got the tables that'll sit about 8 people around them, and you go in there by yourself or with 1 or 2 other people and end up at a community table, and you just meet people and have a great experience.
Exactly. That's what it's meant to be, a community. You know, it's not just for Grace people, it's for everybody. And we want people to come in and visit with us.
All right, so again, the information for people that may have just tuned in, if you want to order a lobster, this is going to be the Saturday, October the 20th?
October 20th, 12 noon to 7 p.m. And it's dine in, take out, whichever way you would like to do it. And you come and enjoy the festivities, take a nap if you want to, or sit there and watch the ball game, or just enjoy the live music while you eat.
And do you have to pre-order, or can you?
You need to buy your ticket ahead of time so we know how many lobsters to order. And the lobsters come in from Maine. They've flown in on the day before, and we pick them up air freight at the Atlanta airport. And then we have a refrigerated truck that we keep them in overnight. So we need to have, the tickets pre-ordered. You can come by the church and purchase your ticket. And church office is 256-236-4457.
And if you know anybody that goes to church at
we
Grace,
all have tickets.
They're going to have tickets.
Yes.
So just see them at work or wherever
Exactly.
and say, hey, I'd like one of those Lobster Fest tickets, and they'll be glad to take care of you.
Call and we'll get one to you.
All right.
Call the church and we'll make sure you get a ticket.
Thank you very much, Catherine.
Thank you, Chris.
All
Thank
right.
you, John.
Great Lobster Fest, and we will be back in just a moment with our Crazy Criminal and the Crime Stopper segment of the show here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask your help for our investigators in the following cases. First up, on September 7th, a concession stand was found burglarized on Claremont Drive in Weaver. Numerous food items were taken, along with a safe. And on September 7th, a pressure washer was stolen from a residence carport located on Highway 78 East. And sometime on September 12th, a red Toyota Camry was reported stolen from a residence on Hollingsworth Road in Jacksonville. On September 13th, a home on Possum Trot Road in Piedmont was burglarized. 3 televisions were stolen from that residence. And sometime between September 1st and September 15th, a 1969 Chevy Chevelle was stolen from a residence on McClellan Road in Alexandria. And again, back around September 7th, a 14-foot red Murray-built utility trailer was stolen from a yard of a storage facility on Highway 21 South in Oxford. And last up on our caseload this week, on September 16th, a theft of property was reported for a location near Iron City Cutoff and Old Chocolaca Road. Approximately 200 bricks, a wheelbarrow, and 2 shovels were stolen from that location. And that's it for the Crime Stoppers portion of the show. If you have any information on these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information, not your name.
All right, our Crazy Criminal of the Week, John, he is wanted, or actually arrested, for stealing $1.
Stealing $1?
Yes.
$1.
$1.
Okay.
At gunpoint.
Oh, wow.
Walks into a convenience store. Give me $1. Okay, takes $1, goes out. Next stop, police station. Turns himself in for stealing $1 at gunpoint. He wanted to go to jail.
I guess he did.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which, this happens occasionally. And that's a sad statement that somebody is that desperate that it's better to be locked up than free.
It is a sad state of affairs, but we do have food, shelter, and clothing and medical care. And yeah, it's sad. It's a sad commentary on society when jail is your best option for food, shelter, clothing, and medical care.
Yeah, that's a big conversation that we could get into.
Oh, is it too big? Too big for this show.
Today. But anyway, we do not recommend that approach.
No, we have plenty of social services in Calhoun County. If you're having a hard time finding food, shelter, and clothing, you can call us. You can call me, and I'll try to refer you to the right resources. But please don't just come to our jail. We've got plenty of people in there.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Way too many.
Way too many.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this week here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you missed the opening of the show. Maybe you didn't see the lineup for this week or the Crime Stoppers segment. You can see those. Those will be popping up on Facebook, so make sure you like the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, or you can watch this show in its entirety on the TV24 website at tv24.tv. Go to the on-demand section and look for Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.